Hi, welcome to DHL at Wisbech. We're part of the Nestle Purina Pet Care contract. We have approximately 285 people on site with 2 engineering apprentices. My name's Adrian Birkby. I was the engineering manager at Nestle Wisbech until 2 weeks ago, whereas now I've moved into the senior engineer role for group. I've been with DHL for 2.5 years now. I realised very early on that there was an opportunity at the Wisbech site for some apprenticeships, and looking at the people that we've got on site, there was about half a dozen that I thought would actually fit into the engineering team and make a good apprentice. And we found Richard, who was a fork truck driver, who was putting himself through a HNC or HND, and wanted a career in engineering, but didn't have that in, for want of a better word, to get to be an engineer. So we had a conversation, we took him off the fork trucks, brought him into engineering, and he's flourished and grown from there. And the other young apprentice we've got is Craig Day Benison, and he was a production operative who'd done a mechanical training course at college, but wanted to do more than just work on the line. So he applied, he was successful, and he is now, again, coming towards the end of his first year. The apprentice scheme that we run here is very much based on a generic program. And for the apprentices, they start off with health and safety, they then go into a more technical set of modules. And the modules that they vary from the very basics of changing a bearing through to programming computers. Now, the engineers themselves, being in an engineering environment, their awareness of the general surroundings improves. They actually communicate better. They realise that they're not just doing a job, they're actually part of a team, and they're an active part of that team.
Hello then, my name is Richard. I started with DHL under the Apprenticeship in Engineering in October last year. We've been going for a year now. Basic role really, we are maintenance engineers, so whatever machinery are out on the production floor at the moment, whenever there's a breakdown, we'll be the first ones responding on it. We also take care of PPMs, which is a weekly maintenance tasks. It's pretty much trying to find faults really before they actually happen, so always try and get production rolling at all times. I learned quite a number of things. Since learning theoretically, I understand how most machinery work, but I've never really seen the components. So since I've started the apprenticeship, I've seen quite a lot of machinery work and how they run, especially like motors, how a motor and a gearbox work together, different types they are, what they require to run, and especially when it comes to PLCs, I quite enjoy the PLC programming side. The apprenticeship with DHL, I believe, is very good because DHL as itself is a very big company, and the engineers I work with are very much skilled as well, so I quite enjoy doing it. What I've enjoyed the most is working with my mentor. I believe he's really skilled, but there are times where we try to catch each other out. He's done pretty much the same HNC as I've done a few years back, so me having fresh knowledge and him having the practical experience, I'll try and catch him with a bit of physics or maths, but he'll always unfortunately beat me at it because he's done it for so many years. But yeah, it's been brilliant working with him. The knowledge I've gained and experience I have will help me in my future career path. With staying with the DHL, I believe there is going to be a lot of opportunities for me once I've completed the apprenticeship.
Hi, my name is Craig. I've been with DHL now for coming up to about 2-3 years. I started off as a production op, and it's my first year doing an apprenticeship in engineering. My day-to-day role is I help the other engineers doing PPMs, breakdowns, and any necessary tasks what I was asked. I did an apprenticeship because I thought it would be a good way of getting into the career choice of what I want to do. I've always had a keen interest in engineering from a young age, and I just didn't have an opportunity when I left school to be able to do it. but thankfully one came up as I was working here, and it's been the best thing what's happened. I enjoy working with all the people I get to work with, but to be honest, I enjoy waking up and knowing that I can do stuff what I couldn't do 6 months ago. I work with my tutor. He comes in roughly once a month. He'll help me with my MVQ. I'm doing an MVQ level 3 in maintenance. We also have our mentors at work. I have a guy called Richard. He helps me out with anything what I'm stuck with. He's a very knowledgeable guy. Also, we work with the other engineers what are also have been in the trade for a long while, so they've also got a lot of skills. What I can take bits from each of them and develop my own skill and my own way of understanding on how stuff works. There's so much what I've learned. A lot of machinery, robotics, electronics, mechanical, how like a production line works in detail, also on how we can implement different ideas on how to get more production done. It's made me happier to come to work. To be honest, when I first started, I didn't really enjoy my job. It was a means to an end, basically. So, but with this, it's gave me a future and not thinking I'm going to be stuck doing one job for the rest of my life.
With the apprentices, they're on a 1-year program at the moment, and my intention is to take it. Year 2, start another 2 apprentices. Year 3, start another 2. So we have a rolling program of apprentices. And the benefit of that is we grow our own skill levels and our own attitudes. And part of the CSCS program that we did, the apprentices were really keen and active, and they participated really well. And they totally buy into the whole DHL concept of passion, can do, right first time. And it doesn't matter how old you are. For people who want to apply for an apprenticeship, go and do it. You don't have to have an apprenticeship in engineering. DHL it's a phenomenal business. It's huge, and the opportunities are global. And you can be a junior manager, you can be a senior manager, you can be a fork truck driver, you can be a line leader, you can be an engineer. There are huge opportunities in every field of the business that DHL provide that you can apply for an apprenticeship. So my only advice would be apply.